I was the victim of a violent home invasion. I'll never heal from the trauma of that night. "Cam, I'm going to a party. Don't be a snitch," Laura shouted from down the hall. "Whatever. Just don't get caught," I replied, returning to my Call of Duty match. That was a typical Friday night for the two of us. Mom and Dad had plenty of money to blow on exotic cars, luxurious clothes, and extravagant vacations, but somehow, they barely had any time to spend with their teenage children. So naturally, Laura liked to sneak off to get drunk and make out with frat boys. It was her way of rebelling. Mine, on the other hand, was locking myself in my room with a 2-liter of Mountain Dew and a family-sized bag of Doritos for non-stop 16-hour gaming sessions. You know, the normal angsty teenager stuff. Nothing was amiss. It was just our average, run-of-the-mill Friday. Until it wasn't. It was another hour and a half before I heard it. The sound of glass shattering downstairs was clearly audible, even through my teammates' obnoxiously loud chatter. My eyes grew wide as dinner plates. It was unmistakable. Someone was trying to break in. My brain went into panic mode. I shut down my gaming PC, double-checked that my door was locked, and hid in my closet. And not a moment too soon, because I began to hear heavy footsteps stomping up the stairs. That must have kicked my brain into overdrive, because I suddenly realized that I needed to call the police. I pulled my phone from my pocket, and all the blood drained from my face. It was dead. I briefly considered bolting from my charger. But that thought was quickly dispelled by the sound of my doorknob jiggling. Adrenaline surged through my veins as it suddenly went still. The intruder began violently kicking my door. My heart pounded like a jackhammer. I needed a plan. I noticed the hamper in the corner of the closet and hatched an idea. As quietly as I could, I covered myself with piles of dirty clothes, and waited. I winced as the door finally gave way. I could hear a man's labored breathing as the footsteps grew closer. I could hear the man rummaging through my things, completely wrecking my room. After what felt like an eternity, my closet door was ripped open. I stifled my breath, careful not to move a muscle. Minutes passed without a sound. Was he just standing there, staring at me? What sounded like a pen falling to the floor shattered the silence. The man rushed down the hall and began kicking at another door. I didn't wait around. I silently snuck over to the window and opened it. I took a deep breath, dropping down and twisting my ankle in the process. Just my luck. I sprang to my feet, fueled by pure adrenaline. I limped across the street to the neighbor's house and pounded on the door. Thankfully, they answered. As the kind elderly couple ushered me inside, I couldn't help but turn back. When I did, I screamed at the top of my lungs and nearly passed out cold. I realized then that Laura's plans had been canceled. Because a man was waving at me from her window, wearing her bloody, severed face.